Hello everybody, hope you're doing marvellously well. I'm here with the lovely fellows from Leapwing Audio. Hey Robin.
Hi.
How are you?
Good to see you.
Emiliano, always good to see you.
Nice to see you.
So you have a new update of the DynOne, and this is what, version 3?
Yes, it is.
And we're getting I think other channels would say first look. I like that when they have review, first look. So this is the first look. The other thing I wanted to do was frankly ask you how it works properly. Because when I did my review, which I like doing these reviews, I just open up a plugin and start using it. And just be the dumb dude using the plugin. So I probably made 100 mistakes when I did that. So we have it open already, and I just really want to know, first of all, what have you improved about it? But actually, more honestly, just explain what everything does. So I've got this drum beat here for this Katie Laurel song called Hurricane. So what's interesting about this is it doesn't have a proper kick drum in it. So if I wanted to kind of get in here and say grab some of the low end and bring it out, what I love about this, the DynOne, is I can get in here and I can sculpt it. But I have a couple of quick questions before we even try that. How did you choose the EQ points? Because these are very usable EQ points, but actually not the ones I would have initially gone to. So what was your thinking behind it?
Well, actually, we did a lot of listening. I think we went through over 6 months of listening to the different crossover filters. And since the beginning, we wanted to pick like 5 bands. And then it was a matter of listening, actually, and just going back and forth. And eventually, we ended up with these points. Now, the good thing is, I think, with version 3, with the new version coming out now, you can actually change the crossover frequency.
Bada boom, bada bing. I didn't even know. So we got straight to the right question.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So how do you change it?
Well, in the final version, this is still the beta version that you're seeing now. There will also be a pop-up when you click, but for now, what you can do is you can hold it and drag up and down. And then you can change the frequency, or you can double click and type in the amount, of course. But in the final version, there will be a pop-up. Okay.
Well, that's really cool because, often on drums, we're finding low mids are ugly, around about 350, somewhere between 250 and 400, but typically for me, it's like 350. But I remember thinking to myself, I wish there was a 350 area.
Yeah.
However, I don't know how your algorithm works. I'm sure you're not going to publicize it. So I'm going to unlink the band as well as taking the parallel mode off. I'm going to solo here. I think this is so beautiful. It's interesting, there's a kind of a hardness to it, but I love... Oh yeah. So let's see if I can do some magic here. So we're going to about 70 here. Because there's no kick drum in this beat. So I'm going to sort of make one. Well, let's take that out and have a listen. Oh yeah.
And you can even like blend the parallel on and off if you need to. Because right now you're listening to like the compressed
one. So with the parallel mode, how do I mix those together?
Then the faders that you're actually blending in, that's the wet signal only. So you're blending in that with the original, with the dry signal.
Great. Oh, that's perfect. There you go. I just mixed that sound the way I wanted it. Simple. So that's great. So that is now fully adjustable.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. What else is new and nutritious?
I think the big thing was the crossover points, because the reason we had it before fixed was that I think the key point about the algorithm that we use is that we compensate for the crossover points. So, for example, when you create a filter, there's always negative aspects of a filter. So what we do is we bring those over into the other band, so each band compensates each other basically. And so what we're doing now is making the points changeable, but that means it's very hard because you have to compensate other things. So that was a lot of time went into this.
Great.
So that's the big thing. The other thing is that we now have a fully resizable UI, because that was one of the requested features. So you can drag in the right corner, you can drag it bigger.
God bless it. I mean, actually, its default size, is that bigger now than it was before?
It's actually about the same as it was.
Oh, it
before.
is? Yeah. No, that's
you can make it now as big as you want.
No, that's fantastic.
That's,
I think what the reviews that the good reviews on it are just basically because we like, quite often when I'm using complicated EQ compression style plugins, I hear them working. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's almost like, especially when you're high mids, it almost feels like you're turning.
Yeah.
You sort of get this, what would you call it, like a halo of something around it. Like we were talking about off camera earlier about a lot of saturation, sort of creating this, I don't know, what would you call that, sort of like.
Yeah, aliasing or
Aliasing.
even just like phase issues between the bands, because especially in the higher frequencies, you get more
phase distortion.
Phase distortion. So
and the reason why people love this is because they're not hearing that. And so what was the process that got you into that? Apart from a schnizzle ton of development.
Yeah, I think that's
the only answer.
And not wanting to compromise. I think that was the aspect, which that was one of the reasons why a lot of people say, especially the second version, was quite big on CPU power.
Right.
It was quite CPU intensive, but that was, I mean, we didn't want to compromise. So now we've worked a lot and we've actually gotten it down even more. So it is lighter than version 2. And we will always keep trying to improve, but never sacrificing the quality, because that's something we said, like, we don't want to.
Is it greater than the original one still there? A little bit more CPU?
Sorry, how do you mean?
Is it more CPU intensive than the first one? Because you're saying the second one was...
No, actually, sorry. The second one was about the same. Well, actually, the first one was the most, and the second one we got it down, and then we got it down even more.
Okay, that's great. Yeah. There's a couple of plugins that I've used that are not CPU intensive, and I don't use them because I can, like, super low CPU intensive. I don't find them that good. So I know that's look, it's commendable. It's taken you 3 versions to get to that point. It's much better than just releasing something that maybe you can have 100 instances of it, but it doesn't sound good. It's got to sound good.
So we now have integrated a new center side mode, which is the other mode. So you can switch between left, right, and center side. Because that was another one of the most requested features, I think, to have a sort of MS.
Yeah.
But since we've developed Center 1 before and Stage 1, we didn't want to use, or actually we tried using just normal MS, but then we tried our own way, which is the center side. And we in all cases, we felt that this sounded way better. So we decided to integrate our center side, which means it's actually doing the compression on literally your left and your right as the side, and the center as in it's just affecting this, so you can change compression between. So
if I go to this here, that's back to defaulting to be everything's flat now.
Yeah.
Okay. So how do I adjust them independently of each other?
So at the top now you see the C and the S there, so you can actually, now they're linked. So there's a little link button.
I see.
If you unlink them, you can do the center separately from the
link
side.
And unlink. Okay. Because that's interesting. So maybe if I just do what I did here on the center only. So what that means is I can have the low end increased in the middle, and if I go to the sides, I can actually bring it down a little bit. I like that idea. Oh, it's dramatic. That's a really good idea. Right. Yeah, I think a lot of, all mixers are going to love that. Everybody mixers is going to love that idea, because you're going to be able to go in there and focus the low end so that it's more centered. Yeah. That's really powerful. I like that. Again, and it sounds very natural and musical. Let's put this on a piano. It's interesting because probably about 160 is actually not bad for me, but I could bring it down to, say, I don't know, maybe 100-ish. Okay, so if I go into parallel mode, that's nice. So I'm still here without, when I'm not in the parallel mode, I can hear how much compression is being applied. which is quite aggressive, but also exciting. Now, if I put it back in, I've got the untreated piano with this parallel mode in. It's nice. Makes a dull sounding, not very interesting piano. It's a nice idea. So I've got a little bit more attack on that piano hits there.
Yeah.
Makes me want to go in here and have a quick listen on these high mids. Okay, so that's a challenge to be able to do something in parallel, compress and EQ it independently, then fold it back in and not have phase issues.
Yes.
Very much so.
Yes.
How long was that particular objective?
The first year, I think, of developing, no?
Yeah.
That we spent
more than a year.
Yeah. Because the thing is, I think it was the first plugin of doing parallel multiband processing.
Yeah.
And the moment you introduce any parallel processing, you start, if you're not doing it to the quality that it needs to like really sound good, it very easily goes down the hill.
Yep.
In quality wise. So
yeah, I mean that's been the remarkable thing about this, where I think everybody's loving it. Is the what would you say, transparent?
I would say it's a very, very transparent sounding and natural sounding.
Yep.
I would say.
Great. Has anybody just been experimenting with just only mixing with this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like a few months ago, I needed to, because besides Leapwing as well, I make music and mix. I really needed to make rough mixes very quickly. Like I needed to deliver a lot of rough mixes within one day, and what I ended up doing is like DynOne in like vocals, drums, basses, very like broad. And that really like, of course, I use like on combination with DynOne and other like saturations and limiters.
Yep.
But that really like helped me to basically manage my goal and the deadline and yeah.
I mean, I would have thought here there's some live instruments, but there's also a lot of virtual instruments. I would have thought with virtual instruments it would be really quick and easy to mix with this, because you can make big, bold. Things and move super quickly with virtual instruments. I love being able to hear it like this.
And even right now, if you want to push the compressor more, you can actually like drive the input and it will like basically hit the compressor hard.
This is great. Okay. I love what that's doing. It's great. Fantastic. Yeah, it's really, really nice. Any features here I'm not highlighting that you've changed?
Well, I think if we go to the control section.
Yep. Oh,
so we've kind of before you had all different tabs, and now we actually decided to make it into one GUI, so you don't have to switch between tabs anymore.
Great.
And so yeah, our goal is to make an even faster workflow.
Great. So you've got all the attack and release times here. Oh, that's all adjustable like this.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Attack here, you can go, presumably you can go right up to limit.
Yeah, and if you double click, you can actually type exactly.
Oh, okay, so I can get it like 20 or whatever. And all I have to do is write 20. That's good. I have to go 20 dot. That's perfect. Good job. So I can limit that low end better. Yeah, it's nice. I can get really aggressive on the unwanted low end that I don't need. Nice. That's really good. Actually, I can't remember if there's a live bass on this, but that's probably... There you go, acoustics. Telecaster. Oh yeah, there's a live bass here. I remember putting this on the bass for the first time and thinking it was heavenly. It's really useful on bass. I recorded this with reverb on it. Yeah, I like that a lot. Take all that stuff off the top. Just use it just to control the lows. Yeah, why not? So I'm smashing it in there. I'm going to go to the controls. Double tap this. Limit it. Put it back in. So I'm doing drastically stupid things there, but I like it. So I'm really kind of hitting that super hard on the low end. I could probably come down a little bit more. That's fine. Actually, it might even go up to 200. But so I'm really being aggressive on the lows there. I mean, so I'm using it in the same way I would a multiband, but it's a traditional multiband, but it's a lot more flexible. I also think the other thing that we love about it is the GUI or the GUI or whatever. What is the right way? Is it GUI or GUI?
I say GUI.
I call it GUI. Like you say interface. Like everyone calls it different.
Yeah.
UI.
Yeah. But I do like it. That's the fact that it opens up looking like this is nice and dumb for a guy like me. And now I like this. Yeah, that's much better that it's all in one place. Because now initially when I first opened up, I didn't understand on the old version what everything did. What 3, 4, what, how, who? Yeah. And then it dawned on me when it was obvious after a while. But, I'm not the smartest guy. And the wonderful thing about this is we have 3 copies to give away. So enter to win. You know how to do it. There's links all around here. This is really fantastic. Congratulations.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
And thanks for flying in, from Belgium.
Yes.
Belgium?
Yes.
You came from Spain, but you're staying here now, aren't you? Yeah. You're a Los Angeles semi-native now.
Exactly.
That's marvellous. So don't forget to enter to win one of 3 copies. Have a marvellous time. Have a marvellous time recording and mixing, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.